Good afternoon, guys. It's Nick at Optima PS, or good morning, I guess, depending where you are in the world. Once again, thanks very much for coming back to my channel. I really do appreciate the support, and I do appreciate you guys coming back to hear me ramble on from time to time. It's been a while since I've touched base with you guys, and I think those of you who know me by now, if I don't have much to say, I don't really talk. I'm not one of those guys who's going to jump on and just make a video for the sake of it. I want to bring some value to you, so I wait until I find something to talk about. And as you can imagine, this week there's one or two things. There's been a couple of noticeable news events, shall we say, with our friends over in America. Good old Mr. Trump, who is definitely a crypto pro candidate, has won the US. So first little piece of news we're looking at, there you go. Donald Trump wins the election. I'm not a political based channel, so I'm not going to yap on and on about it, but this is very, very good news for crypto in general. And as I think the title of the video is, with XRP in particular, I'm an XRP based channel, right now you're not bullish enough. You're just not bullish enough. So let's get into it. I'm sat here in my new office. I've been moving house the last couple of weeks. I've been renovating. That's one of the reasons why I've been off the air as well. But the world has seen some movement, right? We've got a new president incoming in the US. He's definitely a pro-crypto president. As a result, you've seen Bitcoin hit all-time highs. Bitcoin's now sat at 76,029, which represents a 9% growth in the last 7 days, but actually it's been a little bit higher than that, hasn't it? So new all-time high for Bitcoin. Ethereum's flying at 2923. Moving down, Solana was at $200. It's now 199.37. You move through, it's a sea of green, isn't it? It's a sea of green. Even XRP's seen a 7.23% growth. It's at 55 cents. Still a long way from calling any kind of major rally, but in the same respect, it's looking massively bullish out there for XRP as well. Everything is a sea of green. Some of the altcoins are flying. Dogecoin actually overtook the market cap of XRP very briefly. I think it only lasted for about an hour or two, but Dogecoin, I think it hit about 22 cents, and it hit a point where the market cap was above that of XRP. I use CoinMarketCap. I don't think they ever actually flipped them around. I think it was such a short period of time it didn't actually flip on the table. But we could see that Dogecoin was a higher market cap than XRP. Big movements in the world. Big movements. Shiba Inu is one of the coins I hold. I don't really know why. I've always had a little bit of it. It's up 9.21%, just shy of 0.00002. You need lots and lots of Shiba Inu to see any real profit. So if we're really honest, I've got a couple 100 millions worth of them, but it's there. It's something that's there, right? It's another one that I like to keep track of because it shows me how the meme market is moving. I use it for that more than anything else. But let's get into today's video. So what I've basically said is XRP based, any crypto really, this applies to it all. You're not bullish enough. You're just not bullish enough. With what's going on in the world right now, we are seeing a mega move coming with regards to crypto. Bitcoin's already at an all-time high. That's the first rung of the ladder for the big bull run. Bitcoin hitting an all-time high. It's not nearly as high as I think it will go. I think we'll push through. There's going to be a lot of movement with all of the crypto, but Bitcoin especially, all that ownership now via the ETFs will flatten the curve a little bit. The more something is owned, the bigger the market cap becomes, the less volatile it becomes. So I don't think you'll be seeing mega moves like we've seen historically with Bitcoin. But I think, quite comfortably, most TA guys think it could push towards 150 this bull run. I don't see any reason why not, and that would be, give or take, a 100% profit on your investment, right? It's going to double in value, give or take. So not a bad place to be in Bitcoin. Let's be perfectly honest. It might take you 10 years to double the S&P 500. So that's where we're at. That's why we love this market. So what's going on in the world? First off, we've had the election. Congratulations to Mr. Trump. I do like the fact that he seems to be very pro-crypto. I love the fact that the Senate is now full of pro-crypto people. What does that mean for us? Plain and simple, it means the world. It means everything we've been hoping for. People were expecting Gary Gensler to resign. Sure, I don't see that yet. The clock's ticking. The clock's definitely ticking for old Gary. I don't think he's going to be around much longer. I suspect he will resign between now and Trump actually coming in. I don't think he's going to want to give Trump the chance to actually ceremoniously fire him. I think he will walk. I have a slight reservation, a slight fear that he might do what some of his other colleagues have done in the past and do something of incredible damage to the industry before he goes, but I doubt it. That's a very outside chance now. I think his days are numbered, and I think you'll see him go with a whimper rather than a bang. Great news for us that the Senate is going to be full of pro-crypto people. I think that very, very quickly now we see regulations come in for the crypto industry in general. And that's what I personally have been waiting for the last 5 years. I work in finance, so I work in a side of the world where I know how important regulations are. And I don't just mean the protection for consumers like us. I mean regulations have to be there before we see the global mass adoption from the big banks that we want to see. They just do. There's no two ways about it. The truly decentralized world is a pipe dream. We're not going to see a situation where crypto can just be allowed to run free to do what it wants. There has to be regulation. With regulation comes the green light for the banks, for the big businesses, for the real world asset tokenization. This is what we want. How long will it take? I suspect they'll begin drawing up before the Republican Party even comes into power. I suspect there will be people tasked with this who will begin working on the papers before we get there. It might even be that the Democrats put something into place before they go. They might want to leave some kind of legacy. They might also want to leave a big stumbling block and a hurdle, something that has to be re-broke before we push through. I don't know. I think now the fight is over, now the election is done, I think you'll see them go away with a whimper on this war on crypto. I don't think we'll see a last final backlash, a last final cornered animal strike. I think what we're going to see is them whimper off into darkness, and we'll never see them again, and we'll all move forward with a happy smiley face on us. One great reason to be bullish, right? Moving through, I've got a couple of tweets for you from various people. This guy, I don't actually know, Thomas, heyapollo.com. IBIT Bitcoin inflows daily in total today. BlackRock buys 14,588 Bitcoin, largest inflow ever. Yeah, that's obvious. That was always going to happen. When people want Bitcoin, the ETFs are now the easiest channel in. They're going to keep gobbling this up, guys. I don't hold much Bitcoin. I sold a little bit, a couple of months back, maybe not even that, couple of weeks back, to buy some more XRP. And I don't expect I'll ever really pick up much Bitcoin again. I use a couple of these apps to give me a few free. I think I've got a couple 100,000 Satoshi now. That's it. Maybe almost towards 1 million Satoshi. Not a lot. Not what I consider a big investment. Moving through, we've got Jeremy Hogan. So if you don't know attorney Jeremy Hogan, give this guy a follow. He's been one of the shining lights for me through this entire lawsuit with the SEC and Ripple. He's a smart lawyer, and he offers his time and his opinions freely to us guys to help guide us through it. What does he say? He says, so what happens to the Ripple v SEC, brackets and Coinbase case, etc. next year? Well, I wasn't sure about the nuts and bolts of it all, so I listened to a great space by John Reed-Stark today, and the most likely scenario is 1, Gensler steps down before January the 20th. Ding, ding. What we've all been waiting for, right? Gary's gone. Get him out. 2, the new head or interim head sends out marching orders that all non-fraud crypto cases need to be disposed of. That is sensationally bullish news. What he's basically saying is anything that isn't considered a fraud, anything that isn't considered, or let's say anything that isn't acknowledged as highly illegal, they're going to get rid of it. So the Coinbase, all the other coins, your Cardanos and things that have had this cloud hanging over them for a long, long time, it's gone. Yeah, it maybe isn't officially gone, but the fat lady is singing, it's gone. We've won. They're out. 3, the litigation team looks at each case and recommends to either settle or dismiss each, and brings their recommendations to the commissioners, who then vote yay or nay, brackets, there will now be 3 rep appointed, so it will be yay. Yeah, again, massively bullish. It means these cases are going to disappear. My thoughts on specific actions for the Ripple case, or any case where the ruling will be settled, in inverted commas, for the judgment amount. So $125 million would be Ripple settlement. It would be awkward to settle for less than what was already awarded by a court. Guys, $125 million to Ripple is a drop in the ocean. To make this all go away is a drop in the ocean. The only thing now is they could want to be bitter and angry and push back with an appeal against the SEC to try and get some of the money they spent. It's not worth it. As a business, to have this gone is worth sensationally more to them than $125 million or even $500 million. To have full regulatory clarity and the ability to do what this company has been designed to do for the last 10, 15 years now will be worth sensational amounts of money. Ripple still owns, 40 billion XRP, give or take, in the escrow. The directors, the owners own X number of millions XRP personally. It's in everyone's best interest to push the value of XRP up, not continue fighting the SEC for little scraps that they don't really need. Chris Larson could give $10 million away in XRP to a campaign I think he knew was going to lose. I think he was just hedging his bets. I don't think he was doing this with any thought to actually boost the campaign for Harris. I think it was just a case of A, good advertisement, smart advertisement of the company and the coin. B, hedging his bets. If Harris had won, well, I'm the guy who helped you out, right? So realistically, he doesn't need that money. No one needs that $125 million. Nobody is overly bothered about it. I think this will go away with a settlement now. 5, the Coinbase and other cases of litigation will simply be dismissed. Massive. I don't use Coinbase. I don't have any real love or hate for Coinbase. It's massive to me because it means it's another green light for the industry. It's another cloud dissipating. It's moving forwards. 6, this will take some time, not January, but perhaps before summer. That's my call, and I'm sticking to it. Once again, thanks to Attorney Jeremy Hogan. Give him a follow. He's a great guy to look at for information. Massively bullish news from him there. Fred Rispoli, another lawyer in the space, pops up. He says, XRP community, my thoughts on how at real Donald Trump win changes Ripple appeal timeline. TLDR, it's good news. And from a pure crypto perspective, thank heavens he won. Again, reiterating everything I've been saying. Thank heavens he won, because this is what we've been waiting for. I actually think the Democrats would have gone more towards a positive mindset with crypto regardless. It's happening. The train left the station years ago, but this is going to be accelerating that train. That's what we want. So he goes on to say, we know Trump is aware of the case from the ex-post by Stuart Alderotti. We know there are about to be extreme changes at the SEC, but probably not in effect until March or April. That's how long these things take. While I think it's unrealistic to expect the case to be flat out dismissed, this goes for any filed cases, we can finally talk about settlement, in capital letters, settlement, being a very realistic possibility. And there are 2 scenarios I'm thinking. 1, current SEC regime realises that where the Ripple case stands right now, brackets institutional sales, illegal, 125 million fine, is the best it's going to get and still hurt crypto industry. So get it in before the new leadership hammer drops. So what he's basically saying there is they're not getting any better than that ruling now. They know it. So they're either going to try to claim that 125 and get it done, before they essentially get booted out. I know the SEC won't go away, but the people within and running the SEC may well go away. The new leadership comes in and all their power in this is gone. 2, he says, new SEC regime in spring 25 recognises this whole case was idiotic and settles at that point, brackets for less than the SEC has now. This might include a reduction in the fine and an agreement that current sales of XRP by Ripple are sufficiently structured not to be investment contracts. Again, massive that. Personally, I hope they pay the $125 million tomorrow and it all goes away. It might not. But what this is now saying, Ripple has won this. Now this is, whatever happens moving forward, Ripple has won. We're now just talking about, do they want to end it quickly, maybe a bit more expensively, or do they want to fight and get a few more levels of clarity by, spring 25? It doesn't matter to me. I've got the time to wait for both. I'd prefer it to be done this afternoon. Send them the check, get it gone. Bottom line, I no longer think we'll be waiting until 2026 for this shit show to be over. Go XRP. You can't get more bullish than that. That's too world-class lawyers in the United States with express knowledge on this situation. Incredibly high level, top of their game lawyers, both saying the same thing. Moving through, we've got a guy called Anders. If you don't know Anders, give him a follow. I like this guy. He's always positive. Things are looking really good for XRP because if the lawsuit is dropped, brackets high percentage probability, XRP will be the only crypto asset in the US that's ruled a non-security by the courts. Done. Take that away. That's the truth. You know, even Bitcoin hasn't been ruled by the courts to be not a security. It's commonly accepted that it's not. But this will make XRP the only coin in the United States ruled a non-security by the courts. You don't understand how big that is. If you're not as bullish as me, you don't understand how big that is. I work in the financial sector. I work hand in hand with banks. This is what's been stopping them. This cloud hanging over, not just Ripple, but the whole crypto space. The cloud hanging over is now dissipating, and the first coin to emerge truly untouchable is XRP. I couldn't be more excited. I couldn't be more bullish. I'm a bit of a grumpy pants when I'm on these videos. I don't always sing and dance on the rooftops. I try to keep things, quite level-headed. I couldn't be more bullish. It's such a huge thing. Moving through, Smoke Dog. You guys know I love Smoke Dog. I follow this guy religiously on X. You'll often see me reposting what he's come out with. This one's slightly off topic with regards to the court case and things like that. But he says, big statements from JP Morgan on blockchain as we head into 2025. Bullish on digital assets into 2025. JP Morgan's advice on ISO 20022. Yeah, don't wait until 2025. We're investing into ISO 20022. In 2024, big banks like JP Morgan are tapping into blockchain's potential to enhance business operations and money transfers, and now openly stating that Trump's presidency will be beneficial for Bitcoin. Buckle up. Guys, massively bullish information here. These are the banks now actively coming out and saying we're on board. That train that's leaving the station, the banks are in the driving seat. That's where we're going with this. Moving through, we've got Zach Rector. Again, if you don't know Zach Rector, you're not really in this space. I'm sure you all do. XRP has moved 17% since the Trump confirmation. 17%. It looks like it's not really moved much, doesn't it? It's gone up 17%, guys. Massively bullish. Massively bullish. That's against Tether as opposed to against the US dollar, but still massively bullish. Brad Garlinghouse. Again, you should know Brad Garlinghouse. He's the CEO of Ripple. You should know Brad. I've shared some thoughts on what the Trump administration could mean for crypto and wanted to also recognize the XRP family's patience and unwavering support. A lot has happened since XRP was the second most valuable digital asset. It's been, at times, a frustrating journey. 6 years since the SEC started meddling in the crypto market, picking winners and losers. 4 years since the SEC sued Ripple, and now finally, in capital letters, finally, we see a light at the end of the tunnel as these external, brackets, frankly unnatural and manipulative market factors fade. The tides are shifting, headwinds are turning to tailwinds, and the opportunity for those of us who believe in the future of XRP is enormous. Guys, that's Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple. He doesn't come out and make statements so bold, so bullish as this, unless he knows he's won. He's won. Ripple's won. We've all won. This is the point I'm making. He's coming out and saying this now. We are in a fantastic position. A fantastic position. Pushing on, we move through XRP Daily. This is one of my favourite posts of the last year. I don't know, again, if you don't know XRP Daily, give them a follow. 11 possible events that could impact Ripple and XRP in the coming months or years. 1, the launch of RLUSD is inevitable. That's happening. We're almost there. They're minting the coin. They're trialing it. They're testing it. We're almost there with RLUSD. If you don't believe RLUSD is going to be massively beneficial to the XRP ledger, to crypto, to Ripple, to all of us, then you don't understand it. Do some more research. is going to be fantastically bullish. 2 XRP ETFs, inevitable. They always were. Eventually, I'm not sure how big an XRP ETF could be yet. I think the name needs to be better known out there in the world. I think if you ask the man in the street to name 5 cryptocurrencies, they'll definitely all say Bitcoin and Ethereum. They might say Dogecoin. That they then start to question and run out and think. You might hear Solana, Cardano, and XRP. Yeah, maybe XLM, give or take. But you're talking about someone who has an interest in crypto now. If you ask my dad, he couldn't name you a one but Bitcoin. If you ask most people out there, it's not something that is a household name yet. I work in the finance game. I look after investments on behalf of my clients. I think it will be people like me driving clients towards an XRP ETF in the early days. I think it's going to be massive. I think it will bring us a huge spotlight. I think it will bring incredible new numbers of investors to the ledger, to XRP, to crypto in general. I think you'll see it have a huge impact on the price, but I think it will take longer for this to have the impact I think it will eventually have. I think XRP ETFs may eventually be responsible for a $500 XRP. I think in the early days they'll drive us from $1 to $4 to $5. Again, massively bullish. I'd love a $5 XRP, I'm sure you would. But XRP ETFs are inevitable. 3, Ripple v SEC settlement, brackets under the Trump administration. It's happening now, guys. Whether it's settled or whether it just goes away, or I don't know quite how the nuts and bolts come together on this, but it's done. It's done. Ripple IPO, Q3, Q4 25. That one I'm not as sure about. And the only reason I'm not so sure about it is you look at IPOs, what are they for? They're to raise capital for the company, basically. Ripple has got billions of dollars lying around. I don't understand why they need an IPO. With an IPO, you're essentially giving away your company. You're selling it, but you're giving away your company. Ripple will be a $1 trillion company with or without an IPO. No two ways about it. Ripple's a $1 trillion company on paper already. They just need this to swing into action. I don't think they need the IPO. I think they might eventually do one because it's good to share things out. It's good for marketing purposes. It's good for regulation and things like that as well. It's probably good to bring more confidence into XRP as a coin, and bring more confidence into people using the ledger and using Ripple as a company. But I don't think they need it financially. And that's the big driver with these things, right? Most companies IPO because they desperately need to raise money to further enhance the business. Ripple doesn't need that. So we'll see about the IPO. Next one, mass adoption of XRP. Now, can you guarantee that? No, no one can. But the writing's on the wall. It's all coming together now, guys. Mass adoption of XRP. Strangely, if we see something happen with that reserve ledger, with the escrow XRP, you could see something not too dissimilar from what happened with Shiba Inu, when overnight 50% of the circulating supply was taken out of the market. I'm not talking about a burn. We know that the ship was burned. I'm not talking about burn, but as far as retail is concerned, they may as well be burned, right? If these things are in the hands of the big banks who are going to use them as a new form of liquidity storage, to replace those Nostra Vostra accounts as a new form of in-house liquidity, they may as well be burned as far as we're concerned. They're gone forever. The use case is there, they're gone forever, which drives the supply right down and the demand right up. We're going to see mass adoption of XRP and a mass reduction in the amount of available XRP. Perfect storm to drive this price through the roof, guys. Through the roof. Banks launching crypto trading services, custodial services. That one is the one I want, guys. That's me. I'm not talking about everyone. I'm not telling you how you need to do it. That's what I've been waiting for years. I don't like self-custody. I'm a trustworthy person. I'm a careful person. But there are things outside my control. I'm looking out of my window now. I'm basically looking out into a Luzon jungle in the Philippines. if somebody decided to come over this jungle and break into my house in the middle of the night, they may stumble across my crypto. You know, my ledger now is kept in a bank in a safe, but they may find my keys, for example. They won't know what it is, but they might steal it anyway. Shiny piece of metal, let's steal that. You know, the house could burn down. I'm in a row of houses in the street. If one went up, they'd probably all go. They're old US construction drywall. I think you may find that my house burns down. Okay, I've got, you know, steel fireproof folders for my keys, but you never know, right? I'm in an earthquake zone. Maybe the house comes tumbling down and we can't find them in the rubble. There's 1,000 things that can go wrong. I also have my keys stored in different bank accounts as well, right? I'm talking hypothetically rather than in practice what I think would happen. But the simple fact is I don't want self-custody. I want to be in a position where, and also I want to earn interest or dividends or some kind of profits from holding my crypto. I'm not confident enough in the AMMs yet. I may be one day. I'd be more confident if a bank said, look, we'll offer you a custodial service. We'll take your crypto and invest it into the AMMs. We've got the other side of the liquidity pool that we need in terms of US dollars, fiat, or whatever it might be. And rather than you make all the profits for taking all the risk, we'll take all the risk and give you some of the profits. And that might be 10, 15%. I think it will be more than the interest on a fixed deposit cash account. I don't know how much it will be yet. It might be a way where they basically go, look, it's your crypto. We'll pay you 50% of what the AMM makes us this year, which could be 25, 30%, and they give us half. I don't know. I don't know the answer yet. More will become clear when the regulations are in place. But custodial services for me are massive. Next one down, he says, Swift integration into the XRPL, brackets, speculative. And that is a speculative point. I've always looked at an XRP and the XRPL as being a replacement for Swift. It's what got me involved in this in the first place. My knowledge of the financial system and how crappy and old and archaic Swift is. XRP, if nothing else, has dragged Swift kicking and screaming into the new world. It might be that they do work with XRPL. It might be that they don't. They'll definitely work with crypto in some way or form. But either we'll see Swift working together with the XRPL, with XRP, and that will be wonderful and amazing and fantastic, or we'll see Swift not doing, and there'll be direct competition for XRP, but XRP does it better. And so there will be adoption of XRP. I see it a little bit like the Microsoft and Apple thing. Apple was always the best. Microsoft got the bigger market share in the early days. It took Apple a long, long time to catch up. Now, Apple's caught up, overtaken to certain degrees. XRP will get there. It's just how long it takes. With Swift, it will be quicker. Ripple becoming a prominent figure in the CBDC stablecoin and crypto fiat conversion scene. That's already there, guys. I know no one can prove which central banks they've been working with. There's all these do not disclose information, whatever you want to call them. There are hundreds of conversations we know about. We don't know with whom. We do know about some of them. What we do know for certain is that Ripple have been sat at this table for a long, long time, and they are the foremost figure, not the only figure in this conversation, and they're going to be a prominent figure, if not the most prominent figure. I suspect the most prominent, but they're going to be a prominent figure, and they only need a tiny piece of the pie. If they walk away with 10% of that, we're all very, very wealthy and very, very happy. If they walk away with 90%, we're wealthier and happier. Finally, he goes on to say, Ripple's global reach could position the company to eventually become a double-digit trillion-dollar crypto company in the future. Brackets not happening in months. So he's being realistic with that. But what he's saying is Ripple could eventually be quite possibly the biggest company on earth. Plain and simple. And that's not daydreaming. That's not beyond the realms of possibility. I think if you look at everything they have in place, I'd say it's more a probability than a possibility. Huge. Just huge, guys. Absolutely huge. Finally, I go on. Zach Repter, he says, okay, the CEO of Ripple just gave Trump a to-do list. Not sure it's quite a to-do list, but he did come out and make some strong suggestions. And he says, the title of my video, you are not bullish enough on XRP. You're not, guys. You're just not. Listen, please click that like button. Please subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate your time. I'm exactly 30 minutes, which is longer than I like to take. It's Friday afternoon. I'm going to go and have a beer. I really do appreciate your time. Guys, thank you very much for listening. We'll speak again soon. All the best, Nick.